Now, The Hunt Palmer Show.
Yes! I feel like I've been waiting for this my entire life.
You're listening to The Hunt Palmer Show on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Jolly good fun. Jolly good.
Locking down the middle of the day.
America's favorite daytime fun show.
Live from the Raising Cane studio. This is Hunt Palmer.
Welcome in. Hunt Palmer coming to you from the Raising Cane studio downtown in the capital city on this Monday. Hope your work week's off to a good start. Opening day, Alec Box Stadium coming your way on Friday afternoon. We'll talk a little LSU baseball today. Got Jordan Kitchens, Cassie Spazzali back there on the ones and twos. LSU basketball lost over the weekend. We'll talk a little bit about that. We'll get into some LSU football a little bit later in hour number 2. And oh, by the way, the Super Bowl was last night. We'll talk plenty about that as well. So let's crank it up the way we do every day. That's with our opening drive.
Welcome to the big league.
It's time for Hunt's Opening Drive. Presented by Fabry Chevrolet GMC in St. Francisville.
Seahawks are the world champs. They beat New England last night convincingly 29-13. As I was watching the game last night, I had two kind of prevailing thoughts. One of them was this felt a lot like LSU Alabama in the 2011 into 2012 national championship game. You looked up, it was just a bunch of field goals from Seattle, kind of a slow death for New England. They couldn't get anything going offensively. We got 30 points in the fourth quarter, so it wasn't exactly like LSU and Alabama, but it felt that way for a considerable amount of time. And the second thing I thought about is you hear a lot of folks, and we got this a lot last year when we were at the Super Bowl for a week in New Orleans. A lot of folks were like, oh, I'm so sick of the Chiefs, so sick of Mahomes, and after a long time, I'm so sick of Brady, so sick of watching Peyton Manning. Like, it's just, people, I'm so tired of watching LeBron. You get the people that they recognize that there is excellence, but they just want something different, right? And sometimes, if you don't get Mahomes, you get Sam Darnold and Drake May. And that's just not as good as Mahomes, right? That's what I felt like watching it. Now, look, I do appreciate really good defense, and Seattle's defense is sensational. They've got great personnel on every level. They've got a fantastic coach, and their defense is legit. And I don't believe that last night just completely exposed a fraudulent Patriots team. Was it an elite Patriots team? Was it as good as some of those Chiefs teams? Was it as good as some of the old Patriot teams? No, it was not. They were a beneficiary of a light schedule. But in any event, for you to go 1-2 to start the season and then rattle off 10 straight wins and have your only blemish from the third week of September through the Super Bowl being a 4-point loss to the Bills, like, that's a good season. They're a good team. Drake May is a good player. He played horrendously last night under horribly adverse circumstances. There are not a lot of quarterbacks that were going to stand in there based on what he saw in the secondary and what he was getting up front. Not a lot of quarterbacks are going to be able to thrive in that environment. Now, he got so far out of rhythm that he started to miss throws that were very makeable. There were some times where he had no chance, but there were some times where there were throws to be made, and he wasn't making those either. He played very, very poorly. This is something I talk about a lot because we've had the good fortune of covering a lot of really important games throughout all the sports that we cover with our local teams. You can't necessarily control how you play when you get to the biggest moment. Sometimes, if we're talking LSU baseball, like Ty Floyd shows up and throws the best game he's ever thrown. Sometimes you show up the next day and you can't get anybody out. That happened in Florida, went nuts. Sometimes you play your best in the best moment. LSU's women's basketball team in the final game against Iowa couldn't miss. They played their best offensive game of the year in that last game. And sometimes you don't play well. And in the game last night, like, Drake May just didn't play well. But Seattle's defense had so much to do with that. And I think that Seattle was the best team in football this year. I think they are a worthy champion. And I think last night they didn't get a great punch from New England. I was reading about the game last night, and Bill Barnwell, who writes for ESPN.com, wrote a piece on some analytical things that you wouldn't pick up just watching the game, and I found it to be an interesting read. And he talked about how the Seahawks drastically increased their blitz percentage. And it's not something he felt in watching the tape and studying the numbers that New England was prepared for. And a lot's going to be made of Will Campbell's day. I've refreshed the Pro Football Focus grades a few times today. They have not come up. They have not been published yet. Obviously, his is going to be rough. He had a tough go of it last night against the best front in the league. DeMarcus Lawrence was getting after it. They were blitzing. I mean, I didn't think the first sack on the first drive was Campbell's fault. He's engaged, and his guard comes over and literally knocked the rusher out of his grasp. But play in, play out, Will got beat pretty bad. And still, though, the Patriots defense was good enough to keep them in that game. Now, this became completely inconsequential, but because the game wasn't super competitive, it's something that stood out to me in watching the game. What is Mike Vrabel doing on 2-point conversion decisions? I've tried to go over this and come up with any justification whatsoever, and I can't do it. There is a new trend of going for 2 when you get down 15 to there's a new trend that suggests you need to know how many 2-point conversions you have and maximize the amount of times you get to do it. And I don't necessarily agree with it, but I do understand it. What Vrabel did last night, I have no idea about. They scored a touchdown last night, their first touchdown, their first points of the game, right? And it was 19-0. This is as easy as it can possibly be. It's the fourth quarter. It's 19-0, and you score. The fastest way to 19 is clearly 8-8-3. And they kicked the extra point. To go down 19-7 and be down 12? I can't possibly reconcile that. And then they scored another touchdown at the end of the game, and it was decided. It was 29-7 when they scored, and that made it 29-13, which is a 16-point game. And he went for 2 to get it to 14. 15 and 14 are still 2 touchdowns. Sometimes I think I watch these games, and I think these coaches know so much about the schematics of football. And they're brilliant in that way, creating matchups and motivating men and scouting players. And they do. And then you get to these things that just appear to me to be so simple. And sometimes football coaches just don't get it. I didn't hear Mike Vrabel asked about these decisions because they were inconsequential. They lost the game 29-13 with 10 minutes to go in the game. They weren't really in it. But not going for 2 when you start down 19 and score a touchdown blows my mind. It blows my mind. And then trying to go from 16 to 14 doesn't make any sense either. I wouldn't really have. Well, I guess if it was a close game, it would have been really important. But generally speaking, in a blowout, who cares what these decisions are? But they were so odd to me, I had to bring it up. I had to bring it up. Now, you look back at this thing, and what are the storylines you take from it? What is the memory that you take from this? I think it etches this Seattle defense into some of the better defenses that we've seen. I'm not going to put them with the 85 Bears and the Ravens and Tampa. I'm not going to do that, but it was really, really, really good. And I feel like the Patriots were a good team that got quality breaks. We talked time and time again about Josh Allen getting into the playoffs with no Burrow and no Mahomes and no Lamar Jackson, and it was like a narrative around Josh Allen. And in fact, it was the Patriots who, used that benefit. They beat a banged-up Chargers team in the first round. They beat the Texans in the second round at home, who were okay. And then they got the Broncos in a snowstorm with the backup quarterback. And so they were the ones who capitalized on that. I think there are a lot of people calling this Patriots team frauds. I think there are a lot of people calling this Patriots team the worst team that's ever been in a Super Bowl. Like, I'm not here to go that far with the situation. I think the Patriots had a damn good football team that won a ton of games in the NFL. Yes, I understand that if you go through their schedule and look at the wins, it's Carolina, it's the Saints, it's the Titans, it's the Browns, it's the Falcons, the Bucks, the Jets, Bengals. And you got the Giants and the Ravens who weren't as good, and they beat the Jets. And I get it. Like, I understand they weren't beating the best in the league, but we know how difficult it is to win games in that league. And it wasn't like they were just winning like most of the time. They won all the time. After they started 1-2, they won every game except one, a 4-point loss to a really good Buffalo team. So it wasn't as if they got outclassed by Buffalo. They got outclassed last night by the best team in the league. Seattle was the best team in the league. And I think it's really impressive that organization turned things around from the Russell Wilson, Carroll era, decided to make a transition, and it happened pretty quickly. And I think if you're a Saints fan, you look back at that game, you go, okay, like there was a significant overhaul in Seattle and New England 3, 2, 1 year ago, depending on, Seattle was 3 years ago and New England was a year ago. And they turned it around pretty quickly. Now, salary cap situations, very different. Yes, but you can take it from the bottom of the barrel towards the top pretty quickly in the NFL if you do things properly. And clearly, Seattle did things very properly with its roster construction, and I think that New England is set up to have a good run here. They're going to get better. Drake May's going to be better than he was. Will Campbell will be better than he was. They just ran into a buzzsaw last night, and to me, I thought it was really impressive to watch Seattle play, and I was not completely bored by the first 3 quarters of the game. I thought it was great to watch their defense play, and it was fairly competitive. But in the end, they were just significantly better and got it to the house. So Sam Darnold, Super Bowl champion quarterback. I talked about it on Friday, how I said after LSU won the Natty that Joe Burrow was already better than Sam Darnold, who was in the NFL and Joe was in college. I probably still stand by that, but I didn't have Sam Darnold on his 3rd NFL stop. Making the Super Bowl champion out of Seattle. So impressive stuff for him, and a great renaissance of his career, and probably another black mark in the column for the Jets over there, who tend to not do things the right way. So I was entertained last night. I thought it was a good Super Bowl for 3.5 quarters, and I think we got a worthy champion. So I'll take that. That'll be the end of the notion for the Super Bowl. I do want to talk a little bit about the event that was the Super Bowl at the end of the hour, but we'll transition to some LSU baseball. It's out there on Saturday afternoon, and saw some scrimmaging. Also saw a little bit or saw some statistics from an earlier game this weekend. So just some thoughts on what I saw this weekend from LSU baseball. We'll get to that when we come back.
The Hunt Palmer Show.
One Bath and Closets. OneBathAndClosets.com is the website. David Duvall and his team, 30 years redesigning and remodeling bathrooms and closets. Safety's a big deal in the bathroom, especially as folks age. So if there's somebody in your life who is aging, wants to stay home, but you feel like there could be a hazardous situation there, well, do what you can to mitigate it. You can't erase the risk, but you can mitigate against it. Non-slip floors, walk-in tubs that are more convenient, safer, more comfortable. You can put benches and showers, guardrails in some slippery places. These could be impactful additions to a bathroom if there's someone in your life that is aging. So call David and have that free consultation. That part doesn't cost you a cent. And if you decide what you want to do, you think you might want to do financing, they've got it. 0% up to 18 months if you qualify. That is same as cash. Reach out for that free consultation online at OneBathAndClosets.com. OneBathAndClosets.com.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
Transform your living space with Lacoste & Young Remodeling and take your home from outdated to outstanding. Redefine your kitchen for the ultimate culinary experience, or elevate your daily routine with a spa-worthy bathroom retreat. Our skilled team brings 3D modeling to life to ensure your vision becomes a reality. We believe luxury should be accessible and offer tailored solutions to fit your budget without compromising quality. So contact us today for a free estimate. Lacoste & Young Remodeling, providing perfect solutions for your dream home.
Lockmeyer to Sean Fagan and Associates has won for our clients over $175 million over the decades, but our greatest success is our clients who have chosen and trusted us to help them. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call. You've got nothing to lose.
Hi, I'm Sean Fagan. If you get injured, you could be staring at medical bills, repair costs, and lost income. Life can be turned upside down. At Lockmeyer to Sean Fagan and Associates, we'll work to turn your world right side up. Hire us, and like thousands of our clients, you'll be glad you did.
Hi, this is Beth Serena. Welcome to my pool. The first time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here, we eat out here, we watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool, we called a great friend who is one of the best pool builders in the country in North Louisiana, and we said, who would you choose to build a pool in Baton Rouge? And without a hesitation, he told us Russell Pools. He said their history, tradition of great builds, great pools was unmatched. So of course, who did we call? Russell Pools. The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized, it'll be time efficient, and you will have your pool in no time.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Wall-to-wall TVs.
You're listening to The Hunt Palmer Show on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
We'll do a preview of right field. It's Jake Brown's spot this year coming up in our next segment. But I want to do kind of a general overview of what I saw when I went out to the baseball scrimmage on Saturday. Just perfect weather. Could not have been better. This weekend was literally perfect weather in Hunt Palmer's view. There's not a cloud in the sky on Saturday or Sunday. Temp was like right at like 70, 71. Just warm enough, but not hot. I don't need cool. I mean, it's okay. It's better than the alternative, but like if we're talking perfect, it was warm enough. It was incredible out there at the box. And now, of course, I just looked at my Twitter profile, and the WFB meteorologist says like a torrential storm's coming on Saturday for the second day of baseball season. Surprise, surprise. Probably have a delay this weekend. But it was great to get out to the box on Saturday and watch a little bit of baseball. Saw the pitcher that stood out to me actually is the pitcher that I saw the least of. It was Ethan Plog, and I have spoken with some people inside the program about Plog dating back to the fall, and they really, really like what they've seen from him to this point. He's not somebody that is getting a lot of headline attention right now. When you look at your top prospect lists, or you look at D1 Baseball ranking the top 50 first basemen, top 50 right fielders, this and that, and you look at the coaches, all SEC teams, like Ethan Plog's never going to show up on any of that. But he can be a huge piece to what LSU is looking to do this year from the left side. And he's kind of lanky. He's got a little bit of a herky-jerky motion. He kind of short arms it. And the left-handed hitters just don't get a good look at it. They turned the radar guns off at the box like 2.5 weeks ago. Jay found out that the people were posting the velocities on the internet and took that down. He's admitted that in public. He doesn't want Milwaukee to know how hard LSU's pitchers throw. So that's his prerogative. I'm fine with it. It does hinder my ability to tell you how hard Ethan Plog throws. I'm not sure. I don't have a radar gun. I could guess, and it'd be somewhere around 91 miles an hour, but he might throw 94, 95. I'm not sure. But he short arms it. It's whippy. It's out of the stretch. He's a bullpen guy, but he's going to be a difficult matchup for left-handed hitters. And I don't foresee Plog being a key cog in LSU's starting rotation. I don't know that he's the closer. I think he is going to come in when there's a really good left-handed hitter or two coming up, and he's going to be asked to deal with those guys. And that is a crucial piece to have, and it feels like that is where he's going to fit in. They've got some options for left-handers. You know, Cooper Williams. Santiago Garcia is another left-hander that comes from Oregon that I think they're going to use in some high-leverage spots out of the bullpen. Danny Lockenmeyer comes over from North Dakota State, who's got some real talent. But I think Plog is the guy right now that I think is the lefty specialist, and I saw him on Saturday in the last inning, and he just looked fantastic. So I'm looking forward to seeing him coming up this weekend on opening weekend out at the box. You'll notice when Ethan Plog goes out there because his delivery is a little bit different than just about everybody else on the staff. I was a little bit terrified on Saturday. I'll be pretty candid with you there. Cade Arambidi in the first inning fouled a ball off of his foot/ankle and did not go back to his at-bat and then did not go play in the field. And then I didn't see him in the dugout, and I'm going, that is not good, because Cade Arambidi is very clearly LSU's best defensive catcher and best offensive catcher at this point as well. Like, he is the clear-cut catcher number one on this team, and I was just a little bit concerned that you got an injury right into the season. And so I was curious to see if he would come out on Sunday and play. He did. He DH'd. He did not catch. So I think just a nick, as Les Miles would say, just pretty uncomfortable probably the next morning. And I think Cade Arambidi is going to be just fine. But I was concerned watching him leave the field. Like, he was in so much pain that Jay Johnson stopped the inning, said flip it, and got the defense to go out there. But if you're just tuning in going, wait, what? Who's hurt? Nobody's hurt. Cade Arambidi just fouled a ball off his foot, but he appears to be just fine. I was curious how they would line up the infield as well. Trent Carraway continues to be the third baseman. Obviously, Stephen Milam is going to play short. Saw Seth Dardar playing second base. Saw Tanner Reeves playing second base. Braden Simpson has kind of played a little bit of everywhere. He's played some second, and he's in the mix there. He's also played some first, usually on the other team opposite Zach York. I think York is the first baseman, but Simpson has shown he can play that position. And then when Arambidi got hurt, Simpson went back and caught. Now, they have Cerna and they have Yaman, so they have two other guys who are catchers on this team. I wouldn't classify Simpson as a catcher, but he might be the emergency catcher if you end up having a lot of injuries. Remember in Jay Johnson's first year, like Travinsky got hurt and Milazzo got hurt, and then like McManus was hurt, but he was the least hurt of the three, so he basically had to just play on one leg. And then Jay Johnson said, I'm never going to run out of catchers again. So they're a little bit light on depth at catcher. They've only got three, and you've got Arambidi, who I think could be a star. You've got Cerna, who I think will be a star in time, and then you've got Eddie Yaman, who is a depth piece at the catcher position. Speaking of Cerna, though, he homered on Saturday on a pitch that looked kind of like he was a little bit fooled on. He was a little bit out on his front foot and still rifled it into the left field seats. And that is just another example of his prodigious power. I was really, really taken back the first time I saw Omar Cerna at practice in the fall. Because you can look at YouTube videos and you can look at the listed height and weight, and you can get a sense of it, but I think the best thing is to actually see the guy in the uniform. And Omar Cerna is enormous. He's 6'3". He's 235, 240 pounds. He is so strong. He generates a ton of bat speed. It's a pretty long swing, and he does swing and miss a good bit, making this transition up to high-level college baseball from the high school ranks. But I wrote this in my catcher preview at louisianasports.net, and all the position previews are up there for free if you'd like to get some baseball content in your life today or this week. But I wrote this, that he might have the most power in the baseball program right now. Like, Jared Jones is gone. I think Cerna might have the most power on the team. Like, Jake Brown is certainly in the discussion. Mason Braun is in the discussion. Zach York is in the discussion. Trent Carraway is in the discussion. I'm not sure Cerna does not have the most pop. Now, he's not nearly the hitter in terms of the complete arsenal that some of those other guys are. He needs some time to develop. He needs to see more. But I'm hopeful that Jay Johnson gets him some at-bats early in the season, because the upside on him is just through the roof. And I would love it if he could potentially become sort of a bench weapon on this team. I don't know if I'm betting on it. He's got some adjustments to make, and he does swing and miss a good bit. But look, if he can fill the role like John Pearson filled last year, which John Pearson's still on the team and maybe filling that role this year too. But John Pearson was kind of asked, hey, we've got a left-hander coming up here. It's a tough lefty on the mound. can you go in there and pinch hit here in the 8th? And like, he didn't have a ton of success doing it, but that was the role that he played. And Cerna is just got a little bit more natural ability than John Pearson does. And watching him smash the ball into the seats on Saturday was really impressive. One thing this weekend I did not see, but it is absolutely positively worth mentioning here to wrap this segment. William Schmidt probably had his best outing in a year and a half over the weekend. He had 11 strikeouts in 4 innings and did not give up a run. I didn't see it, so I can't speak to exactly what it looked like. But that's one you can't fake. You can fake a 2 for 3 with a swinging bunt and a flare over the first baseman's head that you never hit the ball hard, but you went 2 for 3. You can fake an 0 for 4. You can hit 3 line drives and one that hits a warning track and your box score says 0 for 4, but you had a good day of practice. You can't really fake 11 strikeouts in 4 innings. That's not. You can fake 1 strikeout. Yeah, I misfired with that breaking ball, kind of backed up on me, but he didn't expect it and he swung through it. You can't fake 11. And I have said this dating back to when we started previewing this team. Like, there are a couple of players whose ceiling is so high that it drastically alters how this team looks. Kate Arambidi is one. William Schmidt is another. Trent Carraway is another. And so when you look at Schmidt individually, and I've said this plenty of times, and I'll continue to until we get deep into the season. If you told me that William Schmidt struggled with throwing strikes and was kind of relegated to some midweek action and was not a high-leverage bullpen piece for this LSU team, I would suggest that's not an irrational thing to project. It's what he was last year. If he hasn't made significant strides, there's enough depth on this team from a pitching perspective that they won't have to force him into action. They've got other options. But if you told me that he became LSU's ace or LSU's number 2, I would tell you that's the best thing for LSU this year to reach the goals that they set. Because there just aren't any other pitchers on that team with his upside that can touch 99 with the fastball, that can spin a breaking ball like that. He's got ability that some of the other guys just don't have. Cooper Moore can put all the work he wants into being the best pitcher he can be. He is not going to throw 99 this year, and he's not going to spin the balls as well as William Schmidt. Zach Cowan can't do what William Schmidt can do. And those guys are starting pitching options for this LSU team. Even Cooper Williams doesn't have the natural ability that William Schmidt does. You're looking at guys like Kason Evans, Maverick Rizzi, Devin Sheeran, Marcos Paz. Like, that's the group that has this amazing high-end talent. But with that comes a low floor. And Schmidt's floor, we saw last year, is 11 walks in 2 SEC innings. 11 walks in 2 innings. He got 6 outs. He walked 11 guys in league play last year. And we can't check that box off until March. He could go out there and start this weekend. And I would think that's if he did something great like that, if he struck out 8 in 4 innings and didn't allow a hit or walk anybody, I would go, that's great. That's a step in the right direction. It doesn't fix the SEC side of things. It's a step in the right direction. It doesn't fix the SEC side of things. But if you're going to ask me what's the most direct path to LSU becoming a force and a team that can compete to win the national championship this year, what's the most direct path to that? I would tell you Kason Evans and William Schmidt become dominant. That's the most direct path. They can do it without that. They can do it with really good offense and with exceptional bullpen depth where they're using 4 relievers a game, where they're only asking their starter to get 14, 15, 17 outs instead of asking Anderson and Ianson to... I mean, Anderson and Ianson got 27, 50-ish outs in the championship series. Like, Chase Shores had to come in and I think get 5. Like, that's the most direct path. But if you have to scale that way back and ask your starters to go 5 innings and then just parade all these talented bullpen guys out there, you can win that way. It can be done. But the most direct path is William Schmidt and Kason Evans becoming stars. And it sounds like what William Schmidt did over the weekend was star stuff. It's a great sign, but he's got to carry it forward. He is among the most impactful pieces to the 2026 puzzle. And in his final tune-up over the weekend, he may have been the best he's been. And that's very, very exciting stuff. I'm hopeful to get a chance to see him coming up this weekend in an extended outing. I think he'll start one of the games over the course of the weekend. It's a weird spot for LSU because they've got 5 games in 6 days to start the season. They'll play Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Wednesday. So just taking Tuesday off. And Schmidt will start one of those games, and I'm curious to see how it goes. Hopefully it looks like it did over the weekend because that was awesome stuff from the Tiger sophomore. All right, let's take a time out. We did a bunch of position previews last week. We'll continue that. We'll go to right field next.
The Hunt Palmer Show.
Swing Easy Golf Club in Baton Rouge. SwingEasyGCBR.com is the website. I was outside my front yard over the weekend on Saturday. My next door neighbor was hosting a birthday party for a 1-year-old, had a bunch of family in town. He looked at me and said, "Hey, we're heading over to Swing Easy tonight." I said, "Oh, awesome. I haven't been on like a Saturday night. Tell me how it is." He went. Rave reviews, said the place was popping. The bays were full and was able to get in there, and they played a little Pebble Beach over at Swing Easy Golf Club on Saturday night. Make a night of it. Make a day of it. Swing Easy Golf Club's an awesome place to go play a little bit of golf. It might rain hard coming on Saturday. Doesn't mean you can't play some golf. Go into Swing Easy in the controlled elements. Tee it up, TPC Sawgrass. Tee it up at Cypress Point, Pebble Beach. With your friends, by yourself. Get that bucket of beers delivered in. Crank the tunes, watch some TV. It's an awesome spot to go for the weekend or on a Monday night. You're looking to hit some balls. Swing Easy Golf Club is on Segan at Perkins. SwingEasyGCBR.com.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
When it comes to industrial construction, River Parish Contractors can do it all. Mechanical, structural, custom fabrication, specialized welding, and turnaround services. Strategically located in between Baton Rouge and New Orleans, we have the local team with the experience and commitment to safety to manage the most complex industrial projects. Period. Here's the deal. Partnering with us means your project is delivered on time, on budget, and most important, safely. River Parish Contractors, let's get building.
Make Raising Cane's the first stop for your second line. Get extra saucy with a Cane's doubloon for just $1 that scores you extra cane sauce through April 3rd with any purchase. Let the good times roll this Mardi Gras with Raising Cane's. One love.
Okay, and what is our goal?
Less than 110.
That's right, less than 110.
We teach. We laugh. We pray.
Dear Heavenly Father, please guide our hands during this procedure.
Hey, how are we feeling today?
I'm feeling better.
We heal.
You look better.
Happy birthday.
Thanks.
We do all things.
I got you. No way.
With great love. FMOL Health. This is how we healthcare.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith with Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan & Associates. We take great pride in educating our clients about their rights. Whether you're injured at work or while you drive, call our office at 272-5555. Knowledge is power, and you should know your rights after an injury.
Hi, I'm Sean Fagan of Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan & Associates. When insurance companies have been unfair, we've never been afraid to go to trial. Fighting hard to protect your rights, we never settle a case out of convenience. We only settle when it's right for you. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Men, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best. Visit yourgoodwood.com and discover a renewed sense of vitality.
You're listening to The Hunt Palmer Show on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Get some additional thoughts on the Super Bowl coming up in our next segment. We've got to go over my bets from Friday. Get a review of the food that I cooked last night. Do some of that coming up, and we'll talk some LSU basketball as well as football in hour number 2. But right now, we're doing our position previews. Kind of knocked a lot of them out last week, but we still have right field to handle, and we'll talk some pitching as we move forward into the week. The right field last year for LSU was a platoon. Jake Brown hit against right-handers and hit a ton. And Josh Pearson was asked to go in there against left-handers. He gave a little bit better of a bat than Jake Brown did against left-handed pitching. Brown struggles with the left-handed breaking ball a little bit. He homered against Missouri off a left-handed hitter and left-handed pitcher in the first conference weekend of the season. But ultimately, Pearson got a lot of those at-bats down the line. This year, that won't happen. Jake Brown's going to be the dude in the lineup in right field, right-hander or left-hander. And he played 44 games last year as a starter in right field. He hit .320 with 8 home runs and 9 doubles. I wanted to see how many at-bats he lost in that platoon. And he had 100 less at-bats than Jared Jones, who played every day last year. He started all 68 games. So you're talking about a guy that hit .320 with 8 home runs and 9 doubles, missing 100 at-bats. So if he doesn't improve at all and just is what he was last year, you add those 100 at-bats, a lot of those would be against right-handed pitching. Against left-handed pitching, obviously. And so you probably add a couple of homers, but you probably take some points off the batting average, fair to say. So if he doesn't improve at all, you're looking at a guy who's probably a .295 hitter with 12, 13 home runs. And that's a good player in right field. Like, that's a solid, productive right fielder. What you're hoping for is that he becomes a star. He had a good year last year. You're hoping he becomes a star. And I think the odds of that are actually pretty good because he's so talented. I was talking to somebody in the program back in December about Brown and about the work they've put in. And let's just say, based on the tone of the conversation I had, there's real confidence that Brown's going to be just fine against left-handers. There is actually some confidence that he was fine against left-handers last year, but they felt that it was a positive to get Josh Pearson in the lineup. They felt it was a positive that and Pearson had his best year as a Tiger last year. Really played well. I think I had his stats in the preview piece. He finished with 27 career home runs and 129 RBI. He was an all-regional team in 2022, 2023, and 2024. But Pearson had a solid year. But Brown is a significantly more talented player. He's faster. He's got a bigger arm. He's got more power. And Pearson was a good player. But Brown can be a star, and that's what you're hoping for. I think if assuming that LSU faces a right-hander on opening day, you're going to see Jake Brown, I think, in the 3-hole to start the season. And he has got big pull-side power, showed some power to the middle of the field, has not really shown much backside power at this point. That's not something you see a ton of in college baseball, just the best of the best hitters. But maybe he develops that this year. And I think Jake Brown is going to hit .315 this year, which is 5 points lower than last year, but keep in mind you're going to see him against lefties, so I don't think his batting average is going to be as high. It could be, but I think it'll tip a little bit. I think the home run numbers do go up significantly, and I think he's a 15 home run player for LSU this year. They're going to try to get this thing done from a power perspective with a bunch of guys hitting between 9 and 15. You start to go through the lineup, and Stanfield's not going to hit between 9 and 15. The rest of the group, I think, can. I think Curiel can. I know Brown can. I know Caraway can. I know Milam can. I'm confident the second base group will produce that as a whole. They've all got some power in their bat. Reeves has power from the left side. Dardar hit double-digit home runs for Kansas State last year. Simpson hit 22 for High Point last year. You'll get power from that position. I think Zach York will hit between 9 and 15 home runs. Aaron Beatty absolutely can. So you got power sprinkled throughout the lineup in a solid 6 or 7 in the going to 10. You don't have Jared Jones in the lineup here. You don't have Dylan Cruz in the lineup here. I'm not even sure you've got a lot. You don't have Tommy White. Like it's just a bunch of guys that have some power. It's part of their game as hitters. I wouldn't say you have power hitters. And Brown could lead the team in home runs, I think. I think that's a reasonable expectation for him. I don't know that he will, but he could lead the team in home runs. So I'm excited to see him get an entire season to play. Another nugget that I added in my position preview at LouisianaSports.net, Jake Brown led the team with 11 steals last year and missed 100 at bats. So he could be a 15 steal guy as well. That's an encouraging piece to the puzzle. Speaking of running, there's a weapon on this roster that I don't think anybody is talking about right now, and that's for good reason. I don't expect a lot of pinch runner breakdowns in January and February. I'm going to give you one here, though. They've got a real weapon in William Patrick on the bench, and I filed him into the right field category. He's probably more accurately depicted as a center fielder, but he is the best athlete on the team. That includes Curiel, that includes Brown, that includes all these guys. William Patrick is the best athlete on the team. He was an all-state football player playing wide receiver, free safety, and punter. Okay, all-state. Then he was a state champion long jumper, and he ran on a 4x100 relay team that placed second in the state. So track star, football star, baseball star, obviously, and he's just a freak athlete. And this is the Andrew Stevenson argument that I tell you about just about every year in the summer and the fall. Andrew Stevenson's such a great athlete, became a big league ball player, played in the big leagues. But growing up, he just played whatever sport was in season. He was a really good wide receiver for St. Thomas More. And he got to LSU, and he wasn't ready to hit. But he figured it out in the first summer on Cape Cod. Like, he left the team that was really, really good in 2013. They went to Omaha and went 2-0. And then he went to Cape Cod, and after hitting like 190 as a freshman, he went to Cape Cod and hit like 360. And then he came back to LSU and hit like 360. You get all these athletic traits, and then you focus them all on baseball, some really good things can happen. And that is what they hope William Patrick's future is. But for right now, right this second, you're in a tie game, you're down 1, Zach York doubles to left field, William Patrick in. Aaron Beatty draws a walk in a tie game in the 9th, Patrick. Seth Dardar, William Patrick. I think that's probably where the list stops. I don't know how Trent Caraway runs, but LSU has a couple of weapons speed-wise on the bench. Daniel Harden has good speed, but William Patrick is a freak athlete and can fly. So it's just a small piece to the puzzle that you may need, you may not. But it's nice to have in case you need it. If they need a pinch runner at some point, you've got William Patrick who's ready to go. So that's a look at right field. It'll be Jake Brown's job. I think he'll be a star this year, and they've got a guy that's a super athlete. That, again, he's probably more of a center fielder, but I decided to fire him in there in right field in my position preview on LouisianaSports.net. If you're looking for baseball preview content, 2 places I will direct you. Of course, LouisianaSports.net. I've got a ton of position previews up. Just go to the top page and click teams, and then you'll see LSU. Click on it, and you'll see the position previews. You can actually sort that by baseball as well, so you can get baseball-specific stories. And also, Matt Musso and I, every single year, sit down and record our season preview YouTube video, and that is up at our Watch 104.5 ESPN YouTube channel. You can also find it on Twitter. The station account tweeted it out earlier this morning. So it's about, I think it's like 50 minutes or so, maybe an hour. If you're looking for LSU baseball, we go around the horn, talk defense, talk pitching, the whole deal. So you can check that out on YouTube. It was published earlier this morning. So that's a look at LSU baseball for the last 30 minutes. We'll put that in the rearview mirror now and move toward Super Bowl, and we'll get into some LSU basketball at the top of the hour. Do want to remind you about my friends at First American Bank and Trust. First American Bank and Trust started up in 1910, still here 116 years later. They've grown to 25 locations throughout Southeast Louisiana. There is always one near you. Doesn't matter if you're in St. James Parish, St. John Parish, down in Lafourche, maybe on the I-12 corridor, St. Tammany and Tangipahoa. They are there, and it's part of the community. It's a community bank that's run by community people. So if you're in the market for a home and looking for a loan, First American Bank and Trust can help you. If you're a business looking for that commercial loan, First American Bank and Trust can help you. If you're thinking, what's a community bank? Like, do they have the necessary resources to help my business? Absolutely. 25 locations worth. Do business with someone that's right here in your community. The decisions that are made for First American Bank and Trust, they're not made in Seattle or Atlanta. They're made right here in our communities in Southeast Louisiana. It's First American Bank and Trust. First American Bank and Trust. We'll come back. Let's look at my bets from the Super Bowl as well as a thought on the halftime show. We'll do that next.
The Hunt Palmer Show.
Highland Insurance Group, HighlandIG.com is that website. Look, if you're picking your broker, oftentimes folks just gravitate towards the lowest premium. And that's one way to do it. I've been in the insurance business. I know how that goes. But do you know what you're buying with that lowest price? Do you know that you're covered? Do you have the peace of mind to know that if there's a car accident, to know that if one of your employees clicks the wrong link in an email and you're compromised? If there's a hurricane that rolls through and you can't get into the building and access your place of work for a week, are you covered? If you don't know the answers to those questions, work with the Highland Insurance Group. They pride themselves on their technical knowledge and expertise. Yes, they consider premium always. They know how important that is. They can shop, get the best rate from the dozens of carriers they're contracted with, but they also are experts in understanding where that coverage comes from and making sure that you are covered in the event of a loss. Contact Jonathan Carver and the team at the Highland Insurance Group. They're online at HighlandIG.com. That's HighlandIG.com.
After a decade of working in private duty nursing, I know how hard it can be to find compassionate care for the ones that you love the most. So I started Decision Critical, a premier concierge nursing agency, so we can take care of you wherever you are. Our highly skilled nurses provide exceptional care from the comfort of your own home with personalized packages for short-term, long-term, or even around-the-clock care. Visit us at decisioncriticalbr.com and give us a call today to get started.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact to help protect our planet. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy.
Make Raising Cane's the first stop for your second line. Get extra saucy with a Cane's doubloon for just $1 that scores you extra cane sauce through April 3rd with any purchase. Let the good times roll this Mardi Gras with Raising Cane's. One love.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Lock Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates has won for our clients over $175 million over the decades, but our greatest success is our clients who have chosen and trusted us to help them. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call. You've got nothing to lose.
Hi, I'm Sean Fagan. If you get injured, you could be staring at medical bills, repair costs, and lost income. Life can be turned upside down. At Lock Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates, we'll work to turn your world right side up. Hire us, and like thousands of our clients, you'll be glad you did.
We typically think of stress as being bad for us. At Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, we are researching how certain types of stress, such as exercise, can be good for our immune health. By studying people under extreme stress, such as athletes, astronauts, service members, and first responders, we're learning how to improve the immune health of everyone. That's the power of research. That's the impact of champions. Together, we roar.
I'm Gabrielle McLeod on behalf of the Louisiana Propane Dealers. I have spent hundreds of hours preparing for scholarship competitions. That preparation paid off when I won the Fitness and Talent Awards along with the title of Miss Louisiana. The Louisiana Propane Dealers are also pretty talented and want you to be prepared for when the power goes out. Visit LouisianaPropane.com to find out about propane generators and other safety tips. Louisiana Propane, it truly is the fuel for our future.
Flight by Yingling is raising the bar by crafting the next generation of light beer. With only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories.
You're listening to The Hunt Palmer Show on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Failure happens to us all, but it's how champions evolve. The only thing that matters for my
What was on the menu for you last night, Jordan?
Rotisserie chicken. I didn't go to a Super Bowl party or
Like, nah, I just stayed at the house, so no, I just had a rotisserie chicken.
Just picked it apart and ate it just like that?
I mean, you do what you got to do, man. No, just a salad too, like nothing. No,
Right.
like I could have I could have went to a crawfish boil.
I cooked a crawfish crab spinach dip.
That sounds good.
It was 10 out of 10. I made taquitos. That was like a 5 out of 10.
You're a
Just
taquito
not,
guy?
just weren't great. It's the first time I ever tried to make them, but just didn't. Not a lot of flavor. I got to go way heavier on the taco seasoning next time. It's just kind of bland. But enjoyed just the environment that is the Super Bowl. The commercials. I had one favorite commercial for sure. I thought the Budweiser with the eagle was incredible. I just thought that was clearly the best one. And then for me, a child of the 90s AI thing with all the sitcom characters, like that was a cool 30 seconds of nostalgia that I enjoyed. But the runaway best commercial to me was the Budweiser eagle.
I'm gonna be real. I didn't really enjoy none of the commercials this year. It just felt, I don't know what they're missing in me. It just, I don't know.
I mean, I feel like when I was a kid, maybe it's just you're more easily
older.
entertained when you're a kid. But I thought when I was a kid they were
amazing.
Better,
like when I felt like growing up, that was the whole point. Not the whole point of the Super Bowl, but like that was the main thing. Like, all right, I'm trying to see what some of the commercials are. Now it's like, all right, cool, I get a gambling one. It's just like none of these commercials are just nothing. I'm truly feel like I'm purchasing.
A lot of AI. But I thought that there were a few good ones. How do we feel about halftime?
I'm gonna be. Look, you're gonna be like, dude, what is going on with this guy? So during halftime, I went and got gas for my car. Like I was like, I'm
That's
not gonna.
right.
And I'm just like, I don't speak Spanish.
If you're a football guy, you're a football guy.
Well, also I don't speak Spanish. Nothing against Bad Bunny. I understand there's a lot of people out there that speak Spanish. I don't know what he's saying, so I'm gonna go gas my car up. I know I got to eat.
So we're kind of in lock. Like it's so polarizing, which is so freaking dumb. Like if you say something positive on the internet about the halftime show, then you hate America, and if you say something negative about it, you're just it's just ridiculous. Like everybody needs to quit taking everything so freaking serious.
Yes.
My thing on the halftime show, I appreciated the production value. Had the little sets, and it looked like a Broadway show, kind of like it was, and the camera angles were cool when he did the falling backwards and all that kind of, like I appreciated the production value of it.
Yeah,
it's just a lot to ask of me to sit there for 10 minutes and not hear a single word.
Literally.
Like that's a tough ask. I'm sorry. Like I listen to music that most of the country deems to be terrible. I listen to bro country. I'm perfectly aware that most people think this is awful music. It's fine. I think it's good. I like it. So like I didn't know if Bad Bunny was a male or a female a week ago.
Okay.
No idea. Didn't know if Bad Bunny was a rapper. I didn't know anything about Bad Bunny. Then I found out that he won Grammy or Album of the Year. Like clearly there's huge appeal. And the thought is that Roger Goodell is like trying to play to the international audience, and like I understand everybody's trying to make money, whatever. I just am not going to really jive with the halftime show that I can't understand. No. That doesn't mean he's bad. And I think there is like my wife's brother doesn't watch football ever under any circumstance.
Okay.
And he watched last night because he's a big music guy and he loves Bad Bunny. So like you are clearly pulling people in.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
And my wife doesn't really like to watch a lot of football, and she liked to watch the halftime show last night, and she thought it was good. I'm here for the football. If you put a good halftime show on, that's awesome. If I think it's awful, who cares? It's the halftime show. I don't really care that much, but I think it's a lot to ask the country to be enthralled with a halftime show they cannot understand.
No, 100%. But I agree with you at the point where it's like, just because you don't like it doesn't mean it's the end of the world.
No,
like that's the main point.
They're gonna kick off in 10 minutes, no matter if you like it or not.
Literally, like that's the main takeaway from all of this. That it doesn't have to be a divider. Like, oh, well, he can't speak. He's not speaking English. Well, all right,
did. I jumped over to I put up on my phone that Turning Point USA halftime show with all the country acts. Like I know all those songs. There were like 5-6 million people watching it. I watched for like 20 seconds and turned it off and went back and cleaned the kitchen up. But whatever. Cassie, were you into the halftime show?
I didn't watch Bad Bunny.
Okay.
I watched the other one actually.
No, okay. Turning Point.
That one was pretty good. Kid Rock was a little rough, but
I didn't get to the Kid Rock.
What do you expect?
I think Gabby Barrett was singing when I was in there. But I mean, whatever. We're passing time here.
But that's the thing I'm getting at is that it's just music, everybody.
I think regardless, like it's just whatever you want to listen to. Like it doesn't really matter what it says about
It's like I'm out there like I don't care to listen to a halftime show where I can't understand the words. I mean, you said the same thing. But the people that would say that's like a ridiculous thing and like nobody knows who that is or what, like
That's
he's
crazy.
the #1 streamed artist on Spotify. It's not like this is not a complete reach here. He's the Grammy winner for Album of the Year. So like this is not some obscure guy that nobody's heard of. I just happen to have my head in the sand when it comes to everything that's not SEC baseball. So I don't know who it is. But like I was fine with it.
Look, Hunt, and I just saw like the NFL posted it on YouTube. It's already got 24 million views.
Yeah.
And it's only been up for like a couple hours. People care about Bad Bunny. It's
by the way, we said we were going to get to my bets. Travion Henderson, anytime touchdown. Any quarter to be scoreless. The first 2 quarters had 3 points. Each team to have a touchdown and a field goal in both halves. Kayshon Boutte over 30 receiving yards in the 4th quarter. Missed them all. That's $100 lit on fire, baby.
a couple of them was good at the time.
They were soundly thought out. They were disastrous, as usual. There's a reason I don't bet. I never win. Come back after Sports Center and talk some LSU basketball.
The Hunt Palmer Show.
Fabry Chevrolet GMC Highway 61 in St. Francisville. Now under new ownership as of October the 1st. The Fabry family took over there at the Chevy GMC store in St. Francisville. You know the family. They've been in business here for 35 years. 3 locations, 5 brands. You get amazing customer service. You get fantastic service after the sale. It's a great buying experience. Go by and see the Fabry family there at Highway 61 in St. Francisville. If you're looking for a truck, February is the month. It is the month to go get a truck. Chevy Silverados up to $11,000 off MSRP or 1.9 APR financing. GMC Sierras up to $13,000 off MSRP, 0.0% APR financing. So if you want a Chevy Silverado, you're looking at a GMC Sierra, you're looking at 5-figure savings over at Fabry Chevrolet GMC. You can check out the entire inventory. It's online at fabrychevrolet.com. You can also go see them Highway 61 in St. Francisville. Check them out online, fabrychevrolet.com.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
My father, J.B. Falgu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even J.B. could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First American provides to Southeast Louisiana. We continue to thrive because of the legacy of J.B. Falgu.
It's 2026 and you're thinking about your future. College, workforce, tech school? This could help clear it up for you. According to a 2025 Georgetown University study, ITI Technical College ranked as the #1 college in all of Louisiana for return on investment. So the better return on your dollar for your education begins here. Call us or visit us online to start your new career or to get the life that you've always wanted for your family. ITI Technical College. We're in the better life business.
I'm Lawyer Locke Meredith. We are honored and humbled to receive from our clients in Google, based on 5-star client reviews, the designation of our law firm is highly recommended. Whether you hire us at all, please give us a call, 272-5555. You have nothing to lose.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith. Injuries happen when you least expect them to, making your life more complicated. At Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates, we know this and we strive to help each of our clients during these times. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call at 272-5555.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Supreme Jasmine is premium American-grown rice. From local farms to your table, every grain is supreme. Pick up a bag of jasmine or any other of our supreme American rice.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. As he enjoys the Super Bowl 60 celebration along with the rest of the Seahawks organization, Clint Kubiak's getting ready to start his next chapter. The now former Seattle offensive coordinator hired as the Raiders' new head coach, and some assistants might follow him out the door to Vegas, according to ESPN NFL senior insider Adam Schefter.
They have on their staff a quarterbacks coach by the name of Andrew Janocko, and I think Andrew Janocko is going to be an offensive coordinator, whether that's with Clint Kubiak in Las Vegas or whether he stays on in Seattle to become an assistant. Michael Burns spent the 2024 season with Kubiak in New Orleans. I would imagine he might go.
Adam Schefter on the Pat McAfee Show. Following the arrest of Falcons rookie James Pierce Jr. on 5 felony charges after allegedly crashing his vehicle into one driven by his former girlfriend, WNBA player Rickea Jackson, over the weekend, the NFL says it will review the matter under the personal conduct policy. NBA OKC's Jalen Williams set to return from a hamstring injury at the Lakers tonight. LA's Luka Doncic, meantime, out again with a strained hamstring.
Hey, it's your resident Super Bowl champ, Chris Candy, coming up Tuesday. The Seahawks are the champs, but will they be in the top spot of my top 5 Super Bowl contenders heading into next season? It's on Sportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Now, the Hunt Palmer Show.
Yes! I feel like I've been waiting for this my entire life.
You're listening to the Hunt Palmer Show on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Jolly good fun. Jolly good.
Locking down the middle of the day.
America's favorite daytime fun show.
Live from the Raising Cane's studio. This is Hunt Palmer.
Hour 2, Monday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Thanks for making us a part of your Monday. Hope that work week's off to a good start. The end of it should be good. LSU baseball coming at you Friday afternoon. First pitch at 2 o'clock. So right about now on Friday, we'll have the first hour of the show. We'll talk some baseball on Friday, then we'll probably transition to something else because y'all will all be locked into that. But I'm very much looking forward to it. And I was out at the box on Saturday, and I was thinking to myself, man, there are a lot of people here. There were enough people on Saturday out at the box that they were literally doing promos over the loudspeaker. They gave away a case of Powerade to a lucky seat number. They were like, it felt like a game in some senses. And I was looking and I was like, man, there may be more people at this baseball scrimmage than there are at the basketball game later tonight. I'm told that's not true. I did not make it to the basketball game, but I'm told there were more people at the basketball game, but probably slightly more people. Georgia beat LSU 83-71 in a game that was just pretty unremarkable and pretty predictable. I talked about it on Friday. I said, look, this game's probably going to be pretty high scoring. Georgia scores a lot of points. LSU allows a lot of points. Georgia allows a lot of points, and LSU is a functional offensive team. LSU just didn't shoot the ball well at all in this game, and when they do that, they're bad. They only scored 71 points against a Georgia team that has really, really struggled defensively, and they only scored that many 71 points because they were 5 of 23 from the three-point line. And this is something that Matt McMahon talked about last week and has talked about a bunch over the last 2 weeks. They get drilled in the three-point statistic, meaning they're bad at guarding it and they're bad at shooting it. And in this game, Georgia made 10 threes. They were 10 of 25 from three. That's 40%. And that is a 5 3-pointer advantage. That's 15 points that Georgia had an advantage there, and they win the game by 12. So I was really surprised when I woke up on Saturday morning and LSU was a 1.5-point favorite in this game. I just did not see it that way at all. And it played out the kind of the way I thought. Georgia was able to do really whatever they wanted offensively. They shot 51% in the game. They shot 40% from three. The only reason the game stayed within 12 points was because Georgia was awful at the free throw line. They shot 54%, just 13 of 24 from the free throw line in the game. Everything else was kind of a wash. The rebounding was very similar. Georgia won at 36-34. Turnovers were what and what? 11 for Georgia, 14 for LSU. Points off turnovers, Georgia had 23, LSU had 21. You look at fast break points, LSU had 18, Georgia had 17. It was not a game that was lopsided in any way. Georgia was just a little bit better, and they won because they were a little bit better the whole game. They won the first half by 5 points. They won the second half by 7 points, and that's how you get your 12-point win. And it's an LSU team that has now lost 4 games in league play on its home floor. Obviously, there's no way to keep up if you continue to do that. I told you at the Mississippi State game that it was a must-win. They lost it, and they've lost a couple since. On3 today came out with basically a hot seat list in college basketball, and Oklahoma's Porter Moser was on it, but he said that Matt McMahon at LSU was on the hottest seat in college basketball. And y'all know where I stand on this. The first day I took this show, it was Hunt and Hill, I sat in this very chair, and I told you, like, I am not going to be fire the coach guy. I'm not going to tell you fire the coach. Like, that is one line I'm not going to get up to and step over. Just the way it is. But we can analyze the situation. And right now, you've reached the half-point mark in league play, and you have 2 wins. So, obviously, you know where this thing is headed. They have gotten to a point that is beyond that they can't recover from it. And it's disappointing to look at this team as it was constituted and think about the fact and what it could look like with De'Don Thomas and Jalen Reed. But the fact of the matter is, injuries happen. You've got to create depth, and you got to go play. And LSU has played and has played poorly and has gotten beaten by the best teams in the league, the worst teams in the league. South Carolina, I believe, is the worst team in the league, and South Carolina came to the Assembly Center and beat LSU. And then you got middle-of-the-pack teams like Georgia that are beating you too. And I wonder how much effort you're going to continue to get. My guess is a lot. But here's what's coming up. You play Arkansas, who has probably the best player in the league. That game's coming up tomorrow. Then you're at Tennessee. Then you're at Texas. Then you've got Alabama. And then you got to go on the road to Ole Miss. That, to me, looks like 5 losses. So, this is probably the most treacherous spot on the schedule, and you're coming in having lost 4 of 5, including a couple of home games to teams that are not anywhere near the top of the league in Mississippi State and Georgia. You were non-competitive with Georgia. You lost by double digits to Georgia. You were non-competitive with Mississippi State. You lost by double digits to Georgia. So this situation is what it is, and I think this is my only kind of talking point on this season at this point. There's no need for divisiveness. There's no need for vitriol. There's no need for anger or rage of any kind. I'm sure there's frustration in the basketball program as well. There should be. I think this team was okay, and it just didn't work. But it's a fait accompli at this point. When you look at the situation entering the season, you look at their win and loss record right now, and then you look at their schedule. And that's a bummer because I want LSU basketball to be really good. I have a blast doing it. You could make an argument. It probably wouldn't hold up. You could make an argument that I'm in this chair right now because of LSU basketball. I don't think that's technically true, but I was out of media, out of it. And I started doing Hoops with Hunt because I love LSU basketball. I like talking about hoops. And that kept me around. I would go on Matt's show every once in a while, even though I was just selling insurance. And then a spot opened up, and they thought of me. So, it's not a crazy thought to suggest that I'm here because of LSU basketball. I want them to do well. They're just an irrelevant program right now. And I see a lot of back and forth online about the basketball program. Well, who cares? In this day and age, you got revenue sharing. You got to kind of pick what you're going to be good at. Football's always going to drive the bus. We want to donate money towards baseball. We want to put things into baseball. Women's basketball is doing really well. Gymnastics is awesome. Who cares about men's basketball? And to that, I would say, that's not a reasonable thing to say. There is no real reason that LSU should, 1, not care, and 2, not be good at basketball. Like, the state doesn't produce a lot of great basketball players, but in this day and age, that doesn't matter. None of Alabama's players are from Alabama. None of Duke's players are from North Carolina. Like, you can go get players from anywhere. And LSU should be invested in men's basketball and should be more competitive than this in men's basketball. There is no reason whatsoever that Florida should have a significantly better men's basketball program than LSU. No reason whatsoever that Alabama should have a significantly better basketball program than LSU. No reason whatsoever that Auburn or Tennessee should have significantly better basketball programs than LSU. Kentucky, sure. North Carolina, sure. But Auburn does not have one significant advantage over LSU in terms of basketball, except their arena's newer. That's it. LSU's got more history. It's got the state to itself. Like, and Auburn hired a great coach, and they got really good and made the Final Four. Bama plays in a barn. Coleman is a dump. LSU's got better basketball history than Alabama, and Alabama got in there, and they invested, and they're really, really good every year. And so this notion of like an LSU fan going, who cares? Baseball's coming up. We'll just deal with that. Nobody loves the baseball program more than me. Nobody. That doesn't mean you just have to just wave basketball off and just drag the month of January from signing, we should be signing day, from the end of the bowl season to the first pitch. Like, you can be good at basketball in the middle of that. So I wouldn't suggest that the administration at LSU feels the way that some of these LSU sports fans feel. It's like, basketball, like whatever. But I would suggest that it hasn't been prioritized to the level that it should be. It's a revenue-producing sport. LSU should be putting resources into it. I've had this conversation in private. I've had it on the air. Everybody kind of knows the situation with the revenue-sharing dollars. Every school is going to have to decide how they want to allocate it. And if I brought 10 LSU fans in here and let them cut that pie chart any way they wanted to, it would look 10 different ways. But one of the pieces of that pie needs to be men's basketball, and they need to be better than they are right now. And that's just a fact. It's depressing to go into the Assembly Center empty and watch LSU get boat raced by mediocre teams. And Georgia's mediocre. And Mississippi State is mediocre. And South Carolina stinks on ice. And they came in there and dusted LSU. So, like, you got to be better than they have been. And it's something that LSU needs to take seriously. I believe they will. But those fans that go, who cares? Like, I care. Somebody needs to care. And right now, LSU just not very good on the hardwood. They'll play Arkansas tomorrow at 8 o'clock in the Maravich Center. So we'll see how that goes. All right, chugging along here on a Monday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show.
The Hunt Palmer Show.
Fabry Chevrolet GMC. Fabry Chevrolet GMC. You know, they service all makes in the service department at Fabry Chevrolet GMC. So if you're looking for somebody to service that vehicle, they can do it. Highway 61 in St. Francisville. If you're over in New Roads or over in Livonia, if you're over there in Ventress, get on over to St. Francisville and check them out. If you're in the Felicianas up to Woodville, go see my folks at Fabry Chevrolet. And certainly if you're here in Baton Rouge, make the short drive up to Highway 61 in St. Francisville and see them. I told you in the last hour that they've got incredible truck savings. $11,000 off MSRP on Silverados, up to $13,000 off MSRP on GMC Sierras. Great APR financing options as well. And you know when you deal with the Fabry family, you're going to get quality customer service every single time. So make the short drive to Highway 61 in St. Francisville or check out that inventory online at FabryChevrolet.com.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Championships are won with preparation, and so are great roofs.
The Tigers don't cut corners on the floor. Parrish Construction and Roofing won't cut corners on your home either.
Do business with someone you know. Parrish Construction and Roofing.
ParrishBuilt.com. Today, we are shaping tomorrow.
We are researching how extreme stress impacts the immune system.
from trauma victims to athletes and even astronauts.
Our work is leading the way in sepsis treatment, saving countless lives.
We're unlocking the mind with music in exciting new ways.
Our Lady of the Lake Health and LSU are improving the health of our state.
That's the impact of champions.
Imagine the impact we'll have on the future. Together, we roar.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. And when you're cooking with clean, affordable propane, you're cooking with gas. In the wintertime, nothing heats a home like Louisiana propane. And when you need hot water, propane's got you covered. Oh, and you won't regret that propane generator when the power goes out. I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and to find more information and to find a propane dealer near you, visit louisianapropane.com.
I'm lawyer Collins Locke Meredith. Among the most important factors to consider when you're hiring an injury attorney is trust. You trust your attorney will put your interest first, treat you with respect, fairness, and honesty. You trust them to be there for you when you need them. At Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates, thousands of clients have trusted us to represent them, and for good reasons. Please visit us at LockeMeredith.com to learn more, and whether you hire us at all, give us a call at 272-5555. You have nothing to lose.
After a decade of working in private duty nursing, I know how hard it can be to find compassionate care for the ones that you love the most. So I started Decision Critical, a premier concierge nursing agency, so we can take care of you wherever you are. Our highly skilled nurses provide exceptional care from the comfort of your own home with personalized packages for short-term, long-term, or even around-the-clock care. Visit us at decisioncriticalbr.com and give us a call today to get started.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you, our mobile banking.
This is the Hunt Palmer Show on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
NFL entered its offseason last night, around 10 o'clock or so. And one of the biggest pieces of the news cycle over the weekend was surprisingly involving the New Orleans Saints. And I got to say, I'm conflicted on this whole story. We'll flesh it out here, but Derek Carr's name is all over the headlines in NFL circles. ESPN Rappaport of NFL Network reported that it's likely that Derek Carr does seek a return to the league and went as far to suggest that the Minnesota Vikings would be a team very interested in bringing Derek Carr in. And I just didn't see this coming 10 months ago. I really didn't. Once Derek Carr hung it up, I just kind of dismissed him from my mind. And now he's back, and it's not as easy as just, okay, who do you want to sign with? The Saints still have Derek Carr's rights. They still have him under contract. He's on the retired list. And so the Saints would have to activate him, and then the Saints would get compensation, not unlike what they did with Sean Payton. And obviously that's ideal. Like, something's better than nothing. So if Derek Carr just sits out, you get nothing. If Derek Carr does come back and you're able to get potentially some draft capital, I'm all for it. That's great. We'll talk about that if and when it happens. But what I now want to go back and drill deep into is like, what happened here? And I hate and always very quickly push back against like conspiracy stuff. I think it's just allows people to do way too much on the internet. Oftentimes things that are completely fabricated become what people believe to be true. And I push back against a lot of that stuff. And so this is not necessarily a conspiracy, but the Saints fans will, I believe, be pretty quick to go, this guy's just a quitter. Screw him. He sucks. Like that. That's like the default here. And so my instinct is to go, wait a second. Like, are we sure? And so I start to like just go through everything that I know. And it just feels like Derek Carr had the worst public relations situation, and he brought it on himself in New Orleans. And it wasn't as if Derek Carr played really poorly for the Saints. He didn't. He was okay. It wasn't as if I felt there was a lack of effort. I thought Derek Carr obviously was playing through significant pain in that first season as a Saints quarterback. I mean, that game in Kansas City, he looked like a piñata. I thought he was giving effort. I just think he came across so unlikable. Like, the public relations of it all just spiraled on him. Like, usually the head coach is going to take the fall for that. And look, a lot of folks didn't like Dennis Allen a lot. But somehow Derek Carr managed to sweep in there in a time where Saints fans were super sensitive because they were losing. He just kind of exacerbated it with his demeanor in the yelling match with Eric McCoy and the way he conducted himself on the sideline. It just, again, I didn't feel like there was a lack of effort, and it wasn't if he played exceptionally poorly. He just looked smug and unlikable. And I don't know Derek Carr, and I'm always cautious with celebrities and athletes of like lauding someone personally or attacking someone personally because I don't really know them. But my sense is that while he's not necessarily the coolest kid in school, that Derek Carr is a pretty decent dude. Pretty decent husband, pretty decent dad. That's my sense. I can't know it. I don't know him. But I think he's a decent dude. He just came across so poorly. And that caused, with the losses, the fans to turn on him. And I think he was hurt last year. But I also think there is truth to him just looking at this going, I'm out of here, man. Like, I don't want to deal with this anymore. And that sounds like a lazy, easy thing for us to assume, but aren't the facts starting to pile up here? Like, he could have just missed the year and then come back and try to get with the Saints, but essentially he looked around and went, well, Dennis brought me in here, and now he's gone, and they just drafted a quarterback. Like, I'm just going to sit. And maybe he knew all along he was going to come back. And quite honestly, like, I'm glad it's played out the way it has. Because the Saints got a quarterback out of the draft. He got a chance to play this year. He looks pretty good. And if Derek Carr wants to come back and get the Saints draft compensation, how many times do we have to tell you how important this Saints draft is? It's massive. So this has all worked out great for the Saints. And Derek Carr's kind of been the scapegoat of it all. I'm ready to put the Dennis Allen era in the rearview mirror in a hurry, quite honestly. Like, that was just, not only was it bad, it was boring. And Derek Carr was a front man in that whole situation. But if the result of Derek Carr looking at this going, yeah, I'm hurt, might not be able to play this year, but I just don't want to be with the Saints anymore. Like, I'm out. If that is what happened, like, we'll just thank your lucky stars. Because there's a world where Kellen Moore is calling plays for Derek Carr last year. And I think we're all aware, like, what Derek Carr is. And it's not going to get significantly better. You have no real chance of having an elite level quarterback with Derek Carr on your team. Now, you can look at the game last night and say, well, Sam Darnold just won a Super Bowl. And you're right. With the best defense in the league by a wide margin. But most of these teams that reach where they do in the playoffs do so in large part due to the quarterback play that they get. And Derek Carr is never going to be that dude. So for the Saints to be able to move on, injury or fake, whatever, and to have landed on Shuck and now potentially to get a draft pick in compensation, well, I don't care how you got there. The result's good. Derek Carr will have some explaining to do, and hopefully for his sake, the PR is a little bit better than it has been. But this was just an absolute mess in New Orleans. And I think you just kind of look at that era. Just what a botch it was to hire Dennis Allen, who had failed previously, and what a botch it was to sink $100 million into Derek Carr. And when you get those two positions wrong, you have no shot. None. And the Saints had no shot with those two guys in their positions. Now, you got a shot. You don't have a guarantee that you're going to be really good. You don't have a guarantee that you're going to be one of the best teams in the league, but you got a shot. So I'm hoping Derek Carr comes back very soon. And I'm hoping that the Saints are able to go ahead and get some draft capital for that. I'll take whatever you got. 6th rounder? Sure. 2 7ths? Sure. I don't know what the going rate is for a past his prime, took a year off, banged up quarterback. I don't know what the currency rate of exchange is on that. But whatever I got, I'll take it because anything is better than nothing. And if Derek Carr is going to do Carr YouTube videos with his brother, you're going to get nothing. If he comes back and wants to play for the Vikings, you get something, and I'll take it for sure. So let's hope Derek Carr makes that decision here pretty shortly. There are a few teams potentially in the mix, and hey, if they can create a bidding war, that's even better. See who comes up with the best deal. We like that for sure. So what a bad era that is in Saints football, and Derek Carr kind of the front man for that. What are the odds the Saints are going to get something out of this, Jordan? I think pretty good.
Really high. I mean, it just goes to show you that if you just keep living, man, the Lord will shine his light again on you. He's shining his light on the
night
city.
is darkest before the dawn, they say.
You know, it just goes to show you, man, keep your head in the game because you never know you might get blessed. If Derek Carr comes out of retirement and then the Saints are able – see, I feel like a used car salesman. I know I'm finna sell you a lemon, but you don't know that. Like the Vikings, they're so done with McCarthy. They're really finna do this and pay for this man.
Yeah.
I mean, Hunt. I mean.
Meanwhile, you got Tyler Shuck riding on parade floats, wearing the jersey, hanging out uptown.
Slow down a little bit with the throws. You know, we'll work on that. You know, it's his first time. We're gonna work on that.
Just peppering people.
Yeah, you know, we're gonna work on that, man. He would have beamed. I know he beamed a couple people, but we're gonna work on that. But the Lord has shined his light. Or Derek Carr, if he just does this, man, I mean, I hate to say, it might give me a Carr jersey. Like, just hang it up in the rafters. Just what he does.
Something tells me you're not going to do that.
But look. You go to Goodwill right now. I mean, you may be able to get a Carr jersey for like $2.
You can.
Yeah,
I bet the thrift stores are. I mean, if they're not being used for dartboards or dishwashing cloths.
Yeah.
You might be able to find them at the Goodwill. Cheap. All right, let's keep chugging. We got 30 minutes to go here on this Monday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show.
The Hunt Palmer Show.
February's Heart Month. Awesome time to focus on your overall health and wellness. A lot of folks get into that in January. Keep it going in February. That's thanks to our friends at Ochsner. Look, heart disease is the number one cause of death for men and women, and so often it is preventable. Try to stay active with regular exercise. Eat a balanced diet that's got fruits and vegetables and whole grains. Try to manage your sleep and try to manage your stress. Avoid smoking. Limit that alcohol content. And look, go see your primary care provider. That's your partner in prevention. They can help monitor blood pressure, cholesterol, and overall heart health. Do your regular checkups. Early detection and guidance can keep you on track for a healthy heart. So make your heart a priority this Heart Month. Schedule your primary care appointment at ochsner.org/brprimary. Those small steps today can take a stronger heart into tomorrow. Check in with your doctors and make sure you're on track for a healthy 2026. Locations throughout Louisiana. Check them out at ochsner.org.
After a decade of working in private duty nursing, I know how hard it can be to find compassionate care for the ones that you love the most. So I started Decision Critical, a premier concierge nursing agency, so we can take care of you wherever you are. Our highly skilled nurses provide exceptional care from the comfort of your own home with personalized packages for short-term, long-term, or even around-the-clock care. Visit us at decisioncriticalbr.com and give us a call today to get started.
Make Raising Cane's the first stop for your second line. Get extra saucy with a Cane's doubloon for just $1 that scores you extra cane sauce through April 3rd with any purchase. Let the good times roll this Mardi Gras with Raising Cane's. One love.
Man, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best. Visit yourgoodwood.com and discover a renewed sense of vitality.
At Hood Dental Care, giving back and spreading smiles is what we love most. This Valentine's Day, we're inviting you to help us change someone's life with our Valentine's Day Smile Giveaway. Do you know someone who deserves a smile makeover? Nominate them today. Just visit the Hood Dental Care Facebook page and fill out the entry form. Submissions are open now through February 13th. One special winner will be chosen and announced on Valentine's Day. It's the Hood Dental Care Valentine's Day Smile Giveaway. Good luck!
My father, J.B. Falgu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even J.B. could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First American provides to Southeast Louisiana. We continue to thrive because of the legacy of J.B. Falgu.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith. At Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan & Associates, we know each case and client are unique, and that no two cases are the same. But one thing remains constant, and that is our passion to help our clients. After an accident, we know your life has changed, which is why we passionately fight to make you and your family whole. Remember, whether you hire us at all, give us a call at 272-5555. We're here to serve you.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact to help protect our planet. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy.
You're listening to The Hunt Palmer Show on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Some good content coming out of the LSU baseball Twitter accounts today. They tweeted 6 hours ago. What time was that tweet sent? Let's see. 8:01 a.m. So I think it's probably a scheduled tweet. It's officially baseball season. They had the guys with a little bit of a dramatic touch and video. I've got a chance to go out there on Saturday, as I mentioned, and see the new Intimidator with my own two eyes. Looks awesome. We talked about it when they unveiled it because they put it out on Twitter, but it's so symmetrical now with the 8 titles. They've stacked 4 on top of 4 instead of just a straight line with 7. Looks really, really good, and it's almost here. We're here on Friday. LSU will lace them up at 2 o'clock and play. I want to talk a little bit about starting pitching. We've discussed it a little bit, and I talked about William Schmidt in the first hour. If you missed that, William Schmidt had probably his best outing of the preseason over the weekend. He struck out 11 on Friday, and it was in 4 innings of work, didn't allow a run. And he will give LSU an opportunity to be the best they can be if William Schmidt pitches to that capability. And that's what I spent a lot of time talking about in the first hour. And I think I'm going to be fascinated to see how this all plays out over the course of the first 4 weeks. Let me set the schedule for you because it's a little different. They will start with a wraparound weekend this weekend. They will play Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Then they'll play again on Wednesday. So they're going to play 5 games in their first 6 days. And then at that point, they go to Jacksonville. And they play 3 games in Jacksonville. They play Indiana, Notre Dame, and Central Florida. So you've got Milwaukee, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Then you've got Kent State on Monday, Nichols on Wednesday, and then you go to Jacksonville. I think they're going to treat these first 5 games very similarly. And I think there's a chance, based on matchups, that someone that Jay Johnson feels like is a weekend starter might start on Monday or Wednesday just because he likes that matchup better. That's the day he wants to get him out there based on the next time they're going to pitch. It's not your traditional Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday. It's a little bit more jumbled than that. So you can kind of treat it like one series to start, and you can get a look at a lot of different guys, and that's what Jay Johnson's going to do. I think he will want to have it set I think he'll want it set up for that second weekend best he can. And I don't think anyone is going to overextend on the first week to the point where they'll be compromised in week 2. I don't know that you're going to send somebody out there the Wednesday before you go to Jacksonville for 101 pitches. Like, that's not going to happen. Starters are probably going to be limited to closer to 70. And in some cases, it may be closer to 50. Just depends. And they got to get a lot of different guys innings. That's another reason they play so many games early. They got a lot of pitchers they're trying to get to the mound. I think he'll probably want to have things set up for that second weekend. But maybe it's not until the third weekend. And by the way, the third weekend is a wraparound too, where they'll play Dartmouth and Northeastern, and it goes Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. they finally get back to a more traditional schedule the week before league play. They got Sacramento State Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Then they've got a Tuesday with Creighton at home, and then they'll go to Vanderbilt for a Friday start. So it's nothing's really normal until you get to the week before league play. And Jay Johnson's got a lot of options. And so I talked to somebody inside the program, and if there may be a guy that doesn't start Friday, Saturday, Sunday the first week that they think in their head will be a weekend starter against Vanderbilt. But because of the days of the week, the rest schedule, and matchups, it may look a little bit different. That's what I'm told. So, and that may mean, Kason Evans doesn't pitch on Friday. It's possible. They're going to look at different options. So what I'm bracing you, the fan, for is perhaps you see something this weekend in the starting rotation and think that doesn't look right. There's a plan behind it all, and it affects things more down the line than just this weekend. So that's a precursor to this whole thing. Then, okay, well, who are your options to start? And I think the options to start are Kason Evans, Cooper Moore, Cooper Williams, William Schmidt, Zach Cowan. That's your primary five, I think. You could potentially throw Jaden Newt in there. And then there, maybe down the line, Marcos Paz, because of his talent, maybe. But I think the first five is where this thing's going to start. And my opinion is that Zach Cowan is going to find his way into the bullpen. I think if LSU, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, whichever is the first time there's a tight game in the middle to late innings, sixth on, I think Zach Cowan and Gavin Guidry are first there because they've done it before. I don't think that's the spot you just dump Marcos Paz in and go, hey, go get him. That like he would get a low leverage spot, I think, first. But if you're trying to finish a game, I think Cowan goes to the back end. So that takes him out of my initial group. That gives me, now I've got Kason Evans, Cooper Moore, William Schmidt, Cooper Williams. That's four guys, right? Coincidentally, you've got 4 games on the opening weekend, Friday to Monday. And now, with weather, potentially Saturday might be compromised. I don't want to get into that on Monday, but that possibility's out there, right? And if you've got 4 guys and you got 4 games, that makes some sense. Remember, things rarely finish the way they start. Riley Cooper was in LSU starting rotation to begin 2023. Ty Floyd was not. Last year, Chase Shores was a starter. He became your closer. Like Anderson and Ianson were consistent, but you took Shores out of his starting rotation spot and plugged Kason Evans in, and then he came out of the starting spot. And then by the time you got to needing starters at the end of the season, Zach Cowan got those 2 starts, and he hadn't started games all year. Things evolve. That's the beauty of the baseball season. And there's a lot of competition. Based on preseason performance, Cooper Moore's been excellent. Cooper Williams has been excellent. William Schmidt spiked and was sensational in his last start. And Kason Evans started off a little bit bumpy and closed a little bit stronger. So Jay Johnson's got options. And I'll be honest with you, like, I'm not going to do a lot of research on Milwaukee baseball. I don't find that to be helpful in the transfer portal era. You're going to have a lot of turnover on every team in the country. And the fact of the matter is that Milwaukee is dealing with high temperatures in like the mid-20s all week and has been for the whole winter. So you're not getting a representative sample of the Milwaukee team that played last May. They haven't been outside. So I'm more concerned with how LSU performs as opposed to what the matchup looks like and trying to glean anything from that. This is an LSU thing early in the season. You got to handle your business. And I think all 4 of those guys will get an opportunity. And whoever handles themselves the best, I think will stay in those spots. I wrote a starting pitching preview for LouisianaSports.net today, and I said I'm betting the most on Cooper Moore as a starter. I think he's done it before. He started 14 games last year. I think he's going to be in there, and my gut tells me he starts 14 weekends. I think Kason Evans is a good bet to start a game this weekend, and it could be the first one. What William Schmidt showed over the weekend is going to earn him a big role. And then I think that one, Cooper Williams' performance has been very good. Two, he's got the differentiator. He's left-handed. And I spoke at length about Cooper Williams 2 weeks ago and how it's not elite stuff, but he's missing bats and he's getting a lot of outs. That's all I'm asking for. He did it last year in the regular season, in the postseason, and again in the preseason. I mean, you're talking about a guy in Cooper Williams who had an ERA under 2 last year for LSU. And a lot of that was midweek stuff. A lot of that was some mop-up duty. But, like, he got a lot of outs. And Evans did too. There are options here. But to put a bow on this, and I talked about it in the first hour, but that was an hour ago, and I don't think a ton of y'all are still locked in. For those that are, appreciate you. But if you're new and didn't hear my baseball segments in the first hour, I will say this on February 9th. I'll say it on March 9th. I'll say it on June 9th. The way that this team makes it to its best form is with Kason Evans and William Schmidt becoming stars. I don't think Cooper Moore is going to become a star. I think he can be a great option for LSU in Game 3s. I think that would be a leg up for LSU most Sundays and Game 3s. But the best way to do this thing is to get a Holman jump situation, to get an Anderson Ianson situation. And your best chance at that is Evans and Schmidt. And Schmidt showed you something this past weekend if you were out there. Hopefully that carries over. Musso and I did our preseason preview. It's a YouTube video. It's on the Watch 104 ESPN YouTube stream. If you want to check that out, you can find it on the channel. It's also on our social medias. But I said in the course of our discussion, like, there are ways to do this that don't involve a 1-2 punch. I just prefer the 1-2 punch. And while you can't just roll out of bed and create Anderson and Ianson, you've got talent on this team, and you've got a pitching coach that is really good and the resources with Jamie Tutko in that pitch lab to get the most out of people. Not everybody can turn into Paul Skeens. In fact, almost no one can. But there's no doubt he improved. There's no doubt Kate Anderson improved. There's no doubt Anthony Ianson improved. There's no doubt Ty Floyd improved. There's no doubt that Chase Shores improved. Those guys all got significantly better. And if Schmidt and Evans can get better than they were last year, than they were in the fall, you've got as much talent there as you need. It's going to be fascinating to see how this first couple of weeks plays out. I think they're going to want to have things set up by week 4. And it may take until then to get the schedule worked out and to get the guys ramped up to where you want them to be. Talent's not a problem. There are no holes on this LSU roster, only questions. This is a question, okay? Who are your starting pitchers? You got a group of 5, I think. I need 3 to emerge. I need 2 to become stars. That's the best way to win a championship. Unfortunately, that's incorrect. Fortunately, we get to have the discussions in January and February around here. How do you win a national championship? That would be kind of a ludicrous thing to talk about in some places. But in Baton Rouge, that's a conversation you've got to have. And so if we're talking about championships, stars are what wins them. You got to find those 2 guys. So I'm very, very interested to see how they throw the baseball this coming weekend. We'll talk some more about pitching as the week moves on. If you want to read about starting pitching, you can over on the website, louisianasports.net. I've got that up as of today. All the position previews. You got catcher, first, second, third, left, center, and right. And then we started with starting pitching today. So you've got a lot of baseball content at louisianasports.net if you want to check that out. We certainly appreciate y'all for doing that as we move forward. All right, let's talk about Boudreaux's Electrical, huh? Boudreaux's Electrical Services. Neil and Melissa have been running it for 40 years over there at Boudreaux's Electrical, and they're slinging Generac home standby generators. And you know we need those around here. We have power outages that come with hurricanes, that come with those summer storms. We had a winter storm in the state of Louisiana. It's just incredible to have the peace of mind to know that, hey, if our power fails, we've got that generator from the folks over at Boudreaux's. You know you've got a lot of options in buying your Generac home standby generators. If you've already bought from the big box store and you're getting no customer service on that, well, get the Boudreaux's Boost. That's for folks that have already purchased a generator and it wasn't from Boudreaux's, but you want to become a member of that team and have the folks at Boudreaux's make sure that your generator is running 365 days a year. That's what the Boudreaux's Boost guarantees you. So give them a call. The initial location over there in the 985 is 985-397-1562. Again, 985-397-1562. And you can check them out in Gonzales at 225-300-9389. Trusted electricians serving South Louisiana, powering your home, powering your business, powering a smarter world. That's a Generac home standby generator from the folks at Boudreaux's Electrical. We'll come back and close it up next.
The Hunt Palmer Show.
Marucci, just so you take a tour. It's baseball season, softball season. How about you go check out where they make the official bat of Major League Baseball? Started up in 2004 in a backyard shed. Now they're shipping 1,200 bats a day to the best players in the world. Spring training is upon us. Saw some beautiful footage of Alex Bregman out there in Mesa, Arizona with Cubby Blue on. Looks great. Know that your youth baseball season, your youth softball season's fired up. Go take the team on a tour of Marucci. Let them take some hacks in the cage. Maybe the weather's not great one day. Awesome place to go. If you just want to go check out the hitter's house, you can do that. Take a tour, maruccisports.com/campus-tour. Every ticket comes with a 20% discount on the hitter's house. Marucci over there on Segan. Check them out online at maruccisports.com.
I'm Lawyer Locke Meredith. We are honored and humbled to receive from our clients in Google. Based on 5-star client reviews, the designation of our law firm is highly recommended. Whether you hire us at all, please give us a call, 272-5555. You have nothing to lose.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith. Injuries happen when you least expect them to, making your life more complicated. At Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates, we know this and we strive to help each of our clients during these times. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call at 272-5555.
Transform your living space with Lacoste & Young Remodeling and take your home from outdated to outstanding. Redefine your kitchen for the ultimate culinary experience or elevate your daily routine with a spa-worthy bathroom retreat. Our skilled team brings 3D modeling to life to ensure your vision becomes a reality. We believe luxury should be accessible and offer tailored solutions to fit your budget without compromising quality. So contact us today for a free estimate. Lacoste & Young Remodeling, providing perfect solutions for your dream home.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. Propane water heaters are very cost efficient, and the savings are even greater with a tankless propane water heater. We all know that Louisiana propane is a safe and environmentally friendly fuel. So why not go green while you save some green? I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and for more information, visit louisianapropane.com.
Sometimes you ignore the signs, even when they're right in front of you. Problem gambling isn't always easy to spot. Know the signs. Set your limit. Learn more about healthy gambling habits by visiting us online or text or call for free confidential help now.
Most roofers just replace your shingles. At Pelican, we diagnose your roof, digging deep down to find the root cause of your roof symptoms. Now cough for me? Good. We don't ignore your roof's issues, we address them. Let's just take care of this right here. Helping your roof to become the best version of itself. Interesting that you would say that. How does that make you feel?
You're listening to The Hunt Palmer Show on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Closing up shop here on a Monday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show. Appreciate y'all for making us part of your Monday. Hope that work week is off to a good start. I'll always remind you, check out LouisianaSports.net. Free content. Got Ross Jackson all over the Saints with the Derek Carr news, as well as some Tyler Shuck thoughts from him there at LouisianaSports.net. And I've got a lot of LSU content there, especially on the baseball side, so you can check that out for free at LouisianaSports.net. All right, let's close it up with some Take It or Leave It.
Take it or leave it.
Take it or leave it.
Today's hottest stories in sports, news, and sometimes even Hunt's life. The question is, will he take them or leave them?
All right, so Duke's head coach John Shire said a member of the coaching staff sustained injuries trying to get back to the locker room after North Carolina fans stormed the court following Saturday game. Well, immediately after the game, Shire told reporters that multiple coaches on the staff were punched in the face by fans, so his court storming needs to be banned. Take it or leave it.
I'll leave it. I mean, it's just hard to police.
Very hard.
You got a bunch of students running on the floor. Like, how are you going to stop that? I mean, aside from like actual barriers, it's just a difficult thing to try to stop. Like, I realize it's not great, and I talk about this all the time. Like, asking intoxicated college kids to make really good decisions is a foolish error. It just is what it is. Do I wish that LSU's student section wouldn't scream profanities every game 10 times a game? I wish they wouldn't do it.
I kind of like it.
It's never going to stop. So it is what it is. I'm hopeful that people aren't punching people, and I'm hopeful that was a little bit of an embellishment. But hey, if North Carolina's going to hit a 3 at the buzzer to beat Duke, they're going on the court, and that's what happened. So there it is.
All right, so New England Patriots rookie left tackle Will Campbell, LSU's very own, declined to speak with reporters after the game. While many other players for the Patriots did speak, he declined multiple times and left. So is it a bad look not speaking to the media after that performance? Take it or leave it.
I'll take it. I mean, it's a bad luck. It's not a crime. It's not a crime. It's not you're not going to get suspended. And Will is by all accounts a great dude. He had a tough day, and that's the biggest game. He might be the biggest game he ever plays in. And we knew entering the game. I did a whole segment on him last week, just talking about, hey, this is a big spot for him, and he did not play well, and he knows that. It doesn't take a football savant to watch that and be like, hey, not great. And it's just tough. It's when you work your whole life for something and it's right there, and you don't come through and do the things that you need to do. That's really hard. It's tough for us to put ourselves in that position. I wish you would have spoken to the media, but it's over. You move on, and I don't think that not talking to Will Campbell drastically compromised anybody's ability to do their journalistic work. Like, does he have potentially a quote there that helps? Sure. But it's not like he's the head coach. He's not the quarterback. It's left tackle who didn't play well. I wish he would have talked to the media, but I'm not gonna criticize him too much for it.
Yeah, I just feel like this kid's a rookie, man. Some of the discourse around Will Campbell's name right now, you would have thought he's a third, fourth year player. Like, he's still learning. He's still going to get better. It was a rough day. I've seen a lot of
the PFF grades are out. Let's see how he did.
So we'll be looking at
Will Campbell blocking. 38.2 on offense, 53.1 run block, 32.9 pass block. He allowed 8 pressures, 6 hurries, a hit, and a sack in the game. Also penalized once in 71 snaps. So, yeah, it was a tough day. Tough day at the office.
I can't even. Those numbers did not do us any type of justice. So, we talked about Lindsey Vonn last week. So, the father of Lindsey Vonn expresses his hope that the former gold medalist is done skiing competitively after following her crash she just had. Vonn suffered a fractured left leg during her downhill final, and this goes to show that she also tore the ACL in that left leg. So before the crash, so should Vonn just walk away, man? Take it or leave it.
Yeah, she's lucky she can walk. Period. I'll take it. I mean, this is it. She's 40 years old. She's not coming back to do anything significant. She wanted to give it one more shot, and I think it was foolish, but look, it's her life's work, and she has one more chance to do it, and I can't just tell you that she can't. So it was a predictable outcome. It was a horrific scene, and I'm thankful that all she had was the broken leg. But I can't tell someone who's put their entire life into something, hey, you can't do it. It's a hard thing to do. So that is what it is.
It is. So that's it for Take It or Leave It.
You watched any Winter Olympics?
Nah, man, I'm going to be real. I don't even know where it's at right now. You know what country it's in?
Italy?
You know, Cassie?
Yeah, it said yeah.
It's in Milan.
Milan, yeah.
Okay,
I see, Fletcher Mackel's there for the TV station in New Orleans, and I've seen some of the stuff he's done. I just don't care about the Winter Olympics. It's It's too many things that require a judge, or it's a race, but it's one at a time. And I just don't want to watch that. If you're racing, I need everybody to go, like track and swimming. I just can't do one guy down this hill, one guy down the hill, one guy down the hill. I don't like that. I don't like judges. I don't care about figure skating. I just can't. Apparently, there's some badass figure skater that does like quadruple axles and stuff. But
Quad God.
I got nothing on the quad god. I don't care about judges.
I think my issue is that we're not in a cold weather environment, so I have no clue about any of these sports or like snowboarding or skiing. I would like to do it one day, but I haven't done it. No.
I don't have any interest in doing it either. But like bobsled, one at a time.
The bunnies.
The luge, one at a time.
Like the
long jump. Ski jump one at a time. I can't tell who's winning. It's just not for me.
Not a big
I'm a summer.
guy?
No, terrible. I love that once every 4 years the world pretends it likes curling.
Yeah.
Once every 4 years.
It's so cool.
It's not. Sweep. I don't think so.
I think they're side by side on speed skating.
They are. Speed skating is a race.
The visuals look nice, but actually sitting there and being like, "Oh, I'm locked in with a downhill racing today."
I cannot get enough Summer Olympics. Give me all the volleyball. Give me all the water polo. Give me all the track. Give me all the swimming. I love the Summer Olympics.
Yes.
I can't do the winter. It's just not for me. That's it for us on a Monday. If you missed any of the show, catch it on demand. A lot of LSU baseball talk and some Super Bowl reaction as well. Matt's going to drive you home next on After Further Review. See you tomorrow.
The Hunt Palmer Show.
Lifetime Roofing. LifetimeRoofingLA.com is that website. Lifetime Roofing's Baton Rouge-based roofing company services the entire state of Louisiana plus the Houston, Texas area. As of January 1st, they are thrilled to offer a lifetime workmanship warranty. That warranty covers the workmanship and the materials, which are backed by CertainTeed, one of the oldest and most trusted names in building materials. So if you may have some damage to that roof, let the folks at Lifetime Roofing come check it out. They can tell you if you need to do a repair. They can handle that. They can handle a new roof. They can also just do some fortifying if that's all that needs to be done. If you need that new roof and you're looking for financing, they've got it 0% up to 18 months. They are also able to help you financing if you've got a hefty deductible on that policy, maybe a 2% wind and hail. They can handle financing on the deductible as well. It's all there at LifetimeRoofingLA.com. Check them out. It's Lifetime Roofing. They're online at LifetimeRoofingLA.com.
Hi, this is Beth Tarina. Welcome to my pool. The first time I